Good evening, tubers. Matt and Roy back once again, 7 p.m. Wow, 3 likes already. Awesome. Well, this is, what is this? Night 6 of this week-long live stream experiment. One night I wound up calling it a vlogging experiment. That was kind of a mistake on my part. Let's see if we can do this a little bit better. There we go. You guys can see me a little bit better. Wow, this comment section, this chat area is getting really full at the moment. Everybody's here tonight. Let's see, we got any questions here? I386, I just fixed someone's computer free. Acts of kindness, it was nothing easy. Fix someone change the Windows password. That's nice. I do that as much as I can. I help out people that are less fortunate than myself, and that's a great thing to do. In this world, there's not enough of that. So kudos to I386. Very, very nice. And it seems like we got a conversation about batteries, not buying Duracell or buying cheap batteries. If you guys want to know what I generally buy, I think I have a pack of them here. Yeah, right here. I go to Dollar Tree and I buy the Sunbeam brand alkaline batteries. You get 4 for $1, and as you can see on top, it says ideal for high drain devices. And then it just says it in Spanish. But these actually work very well. These are not old stock. Dollar Tree gets these made especially for them. They're decent batteries. They're not quite as good as something like an Energizer, but they're very close. And for the price, you really can't beat it. Also, lately, Dollar Tree's been getting these Sunbeam lithium batteries, and these are the CR2032s, also known as CMOS batteries, or the kind of batteries that you also use in the remotes for your cars. So yeah, great deal on batteries at Dollar Tree. And they are not paying me to say that. I promise. I am not a paid spokesperson here. Not. Yeah, the zinc oxide batteries, the non-alkaline ones, they don't last very long in storage or in practice, really. I'll wait till we get a few more watchers here, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the cell phones that I picked up today. Give you guys kind of a sneak peek here. I already had one person guess, and they actually guessed wrong on both accounts. See what you think these phones might be. There's phone 1 right there, and then there's phone 2. Oh, sorry. Let me let you guys see that a little bit better. These are the 2 phones that I picked up. I'll show you guys the back of them real quick. Yes, they are in cases, and I did give $9 a piece for them, which I think is a great deal for these phones, especially when I show you exactly what these are. We'll give it a few more minutes, see if anybody can kind of guess. If you guess right, I will tell you if you guessed right. I promise. Are they both LTE? I believe so. I know one is for sure. That's Rap says, I have a huge crush on a nurse here at work. She's always flirting with me, but she never wants to hang out. I've had issues like that before. Sometimes you just got to play hard to get yourself. If that doesn't work, don't be aggressive. It never works. I've tried it. I want to rephrase that. Like, there are times I'll go up to a girl and I'll constantly ask, hey, you want to go out? You want to go out? You want to go do something? And it just kind of puts them off. So play hard to get. You can flirt with her a little bit, but just remember the day and age that we're living in. You got to be very careful of everything that you say and do, because it might be misconstrued. And most of you guys probably know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, the one is a Samsung phone. I think that was a given because you guys saw that. It is not a 5S. I have it pulled up here because I'll be honest with you, with my memory, I'd actually probably just forget what they are. Is it some HTC phone is one of them? No, it's not an HTC, but you're close. It is one. I will tell you that this phone is one of those obscure phones that a lot of people probably won't know unless they're really into cell phones. This one is not one of the major three, like Apple, Samsung, HTC, LG, I guess you could say is in there too. This is kind of one of those weird ones. Huawei, good guess, but no. No. Nope, not a ZTE, not a Pixel. I knew that one was going to be hard. I knew that one was going to kind of stump you guys. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to boot this one. I'm going to turn them off so you guys can. I'll boot them up and show you guys exactly what they are. One of these may be going to my father if I can get it to work on the network. Probably the Samsung one. Mr. Jimmy got it. Yep, Mr. Jimmy got it. It is an Alcatel. It is an Alcatel phone. Okay, I think we got enough people here. So what we actually have here is, and let me pull it up here, it is an Alcatel A30 Fierce. And I'll go ahead and turn it on for you so you guys can see. My webcam's being stupid right now, but see if it works better there. Hopefully it'll go past here real quick. There we go. This is a Metro PCS phone. This one here, this is a Samsung Galaxy J7 Perk. I never heard of this one either. This one's a Metro PCS phone. This one is actually an unlocked phone. It came with a Sprint card, but this is the one that I think I'm going to give to my dad. And as you can see right there, it does say 4G LTE nationwide. This is an unlocked phone. This one, when I looked it up, actually showed it also to be an unlocked phone. But when you first start up, you can see that it still says Metro PCS, even though the SIM card's out of here. So I tend to think this is not actually an unlocked phone. Yes, Max O'Neill. Metro PCS, it is T-Mobile, I believe, in the United States. It didn't used to be, but it is now. Hang on, I'm sorry, I'm losing my place. So let me see if I can get you guys back. Ruben asks, hey Matt, on some older HP compact desktops, CMOS batteries go bad, so I wouldn't recommend it. I think you're referring to the ones when they're soldered on the board, but you have to go way back for that. We're talking like early to mid 90s for most of those. Ruben also wants to know where I got these phones. I got both of these phones from a CHKD, specifically the one in Norfolk. Now, they did have two more phones there, too. One was another one of these Samsung Galaxy J7 Perks, identical to this, but in the silver. And the other one was a Windows phone. I passed on those because, well, the Windows phone I didn't really want. It was an older Windows phone, and I really don't like the interface. I was tempted to get the other Samsung phone, but it was in like really, really bad shape. The screen looked okay, but the back was all scratched up. You could tell whoever had it didn't take good care of it. Unlike this one, which is actually an excellent shape. You guys can see the back here, other than a little smudge right on top, which I can get off, is really in good shape, and the screen on this one is perfect. Now, I will tell you, when I first saw the Alcatel, I almost passed on it because it looked like the screen was cracked. But what had actually happened was someone had put one of those glass screen protectors on it. So I spent about 5 minutes carefully peeling the glass screen protector away, and then actually had to pull another screen protector off to reveal that this one is in really mint condition. Those are just smudges. That's not a crack. This screen is dang near perfect, really. I mean, there isn't even a scratch on it. So when you see phones like that at different thrift stores, definitely be cautious, because even though you think the screen might be cracked, it could be just one of those crappy glass screen protectors. Max O'Neill, AT&T's 4G is just HSPDA plus 3G plus, what I read somewhere. The 4G might be, but not the 4G LTE. There is a difference. There's 4G and then there's 4G LTE. 4G is the older standard. LTE just means it has true 4G speeds. Stephen Barber says AT&T and T-Mobile use GSM, while Verizon and Sprint use CDMA. GSM is the newer tech, CDMA is the older tech. That is partially true, but I'll tell you that Sprint and Verizon also use GSM phones. The reason I could tell you that is this Samsung Galaxy S Perk or whatever it is. What do they call this? Galaxy J7 Perk had a Sprint GSM card in it. So they don't all use CDMA anymore. And that's really a good thing because, to be honest with you, CDMA is just old, outdated technology and need to get away from that at this point. Max O'Neill says, yeah, we used to have T-Mobile in the UK, but they merged with Orange to form Orange T-Mobile to then be GEE. Wow, yeah, you guys have a lot of these cell phone companies I never heard of, and they always seem to be merging one to another. It happens here, though. I remember when Verizon bought up GTE. As a matter of fact, for many years, it used to be the GTE Virginia Beach Amphitheater. Interesting. I386 says, used to have Cricket and watched as many videos and now have Verizon to do the same thing. It seems Verizon uses more data for the same thing. My guess on that is you probably have a better phone now and you're probably streaming it in full HD or maybe even 4K, whereas your old phone probably only did maybe 720p HD, and that's probably why you're using more data. Just my guess. Okay, interesting. Eric Brunhammer says Sprint uses GSM for LTE only. I really hope that the Samsung phone is unlocked like the internet says it is. If it is, then I can just put my dad's SIM card in and bam, wham, bam, he's got a nice new phone. If not, I'll have to go to one of those sites, and I think it's like $12 or $13 to get it unlocked. Um, I could probably go to a Sprint store, but I don't know if they would accept it because this was not my phone. I bought this secondhand. A lot of times, the only way they'll unlock it is if you were the original owner of the phone. Let me know if I'm wrong there. I might be wrong. I'm not a cell phone expert. I really like to know if that's the case, but that's what I've always been led to believe. Interesting. Alien Technology said Verizon and Sprint are moving over to VoLTE to replace CDMA for the phone calls. I've never heard of that. Again, I am not a cell phone expert by any stretch of the imagination. Sam Aaron said New Zealand has Vodafone, 2 Degrees, Skinny, and Spark. You got some weird names. I know Canada has Rogers. And the only reason I know that is the last time we went to Canada, I had my cell phone with me, which I didn't use because I don't have coverage in another country, but it did pick up the Rogers cell network, which I think is similar to Verizon here in the States. All right, let's move on. I'm getting a little bored here talking about cell phones, to be honest with you. Let me know what else you guys are thinking. I will tell you that we had a lot of fun today. Mom and I went to the thrift stores over in Norfolk, and then we walked MacArthur Center, which is like this really, really fancy mall. It's not technically a mall, it's a center, but it looks like a mall. It's 3 stories. They have a lot of the high-end stores. They have Nordstrom's, they have Dillard's, and I was half tempted to buy a really nice pair of sweatpants in Nordstrom's, but it was out of my price range. I mean, they wanted like $40 or $50 for a pair of sweatpants, and I'd rather go to the thrift store or maybe go somewhere like Sears or Gabe's and just get a pair. I'm just noticing I need to get my glasses adjusted. They're not quite sitting even on my face anymore. Max O'Neill, thank you for the super chat. The a dollar equivalent, I believe, is what it is. 79p. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. So let me add that in here. Keep trying to keep track of how much super chats I got. While you were thrifting, did you get any computers? Ruben wants to know. No computers. Unfortunately, that's really dried up. The only thing I got was a monitor. And again, I'm not going to show you guys monitors because I've done that in the past, and I know it kind of gets a little boring. Ooh, I must have a text message. Chris Bartlett says, we went to Harbor Town, got lots of T-shirts there. Went to Chinatown for a meal. I love Chinese foods. So do I. As a matter of fact, I actually had what did I have to? I had Japanese chicken teriyaki with fried rice and steamed cabbage. It was really, really good. Let me just enter this in here. So we have $3 of super chats as of 10/5/2018. Awesome. Getting closer. I'm gonna have to. I'm definitely gonna. I bet I'm definitely gonna be riding a roller coaster next year if it keeps going like this. Mr. Jimmy says, "Hope we get to $20." Yep, that's. You know what? I truly believe we will. 16 watchers and 10 likes. That's awesome. Everybody having a good Friday night? Anybody go out and party? Any party plans this weekend? I-36 says, I'm 45. Should I ride a roller coaster? Well, let's see. My dad, I think the last time he rode a roller coaster was in his 60s. So, yeah, I'd say go for it. You're only as old as you feel. And I'm telling you right now, I feel about 18. Exercising, all the fitness we've been doing, I just feel 100%. I have so much energy, even at the end of the night. I have a hard time going to sleep because all I want to do is keep moving, moving, moving. Ruben wants a weigh-in. Okay, and I need to do a actual. I need to take a picture the next time I get on the scale. Right now, 246 is what I'm at, and my ultimate goal was 240. So I really only have to lose another 6 pounds. But I think when I hit that 240 goal, I'm going to amend that and try to get down to 230. So really, I'd like to amend that now, but I want to make sure I can get down to 240 before I get too overzealous and try to get down to 230. Stephen Barber says he was going to do a drunk GTA live stream after yours, but I haven't been able to sleep due to high blood sugars. I wake up every 2 minutes to use the bathroom every night. Yeah, I keep praying for you guys. Please help him with his blood sugars. It's hit home. I mean, you know, a guy said I was diabetic for a while. Luckily, I've been able to be able to subside that with diet and exercise. What is 240 pounds in kilos? Let me look that up. That would be 108.862 kilograms or 17 stone. Yep. I know in the UK they always talk about stone. So at 240 pounds, I'd be about 17 stone. 120. All right, let me look that up again. I got to do it the other way. Okay, so 120 kilograms is 264.5 pounds. Okay, it's interesting because all the different countries use these different types of measurements. Some use the pounds like we do, others use kilograms, and like I said, I know the UK uses stone. And I know in the Middle East, at least in the biblical times, they used to use what was it, cubits or something, or is that a unit of measurement? I'm not sure, but it's interesting to learn. I'm jealous. Ruben's 102 kilograms, so that's about 225 pounds. I might get there. I don't know. We'll see. I think at that point I would be like really, really thin. Because you remember, I'm 6'2", and I'm big build by nature, so I don't want to get too skinny here. 16 watchers and 10 likes. That's awesome. 89. You're small, Mr. Jimmy. 89 kilograms. Woo. Let me see. Few other things I wanted to do. Well, there's a little lull in the conversation here. I wanted to try to answer some more questions out of the community page here. Give everybody else a chance that's not heard here to get some of their comments and questions heard. Uh, Charlene Lawrence commented on the review of the what was that I did? It was the Italian ice milkshake from Olive Garden. She said I had it today and it is scrumptious. Yeah, it was pretty good. It wasn't my absolute favorite thing in the world, but it was very refreshing. The combination of the ice cream, it was like an ice cream slushy is the best way I could describe it, with a little bit of whipped cream on top. Really good summer drink. Nothing I'd want to have in the winter, but for the summer, it really hit the spot. It's an interesting question. Ruben asks, "Hey Matt, what can you do when you are refurbishing computers?" Well, it depends. It is true that when I'm in the middle of the refurbishment process, it doesn't take all my time. I don't have to concentrate on that. Actually, what I like to do, I like to get a workout in between. So let's say I have two or three desktops that I'm working on, that I'm reloading Windows on and loading some programs. While they're doing their thing, I'll be, doing weights, or maybe marching in place, or doing some push-ups or something. It's a great time to get a workout in. You guys can do that too at work. Now, if you guys are in retail or something like that, don't do a workout, because the public's just going to think you're crazy. But if you're in like an office environment and there's a lull, you don't really have any work to do at the moment, get up and walk around. Believe it or not, a lot of companies, the office buildings, have designated areas where you can exercise. I remember when my mother worked at PepsiCo years ago in New York. In the basement, they actually had a track that you could go and walk around during your break times, and they would actually encourage people to do that. That's why mom used to jog. I don't know if I could ever get into jogging. That it's just too hard on the knees. And I'm actually knock-kneed, which means instead of my knees bowing in like most people's, mine bow out. So jogging may never actually be safe for me. Oh, cool. Ruben's gonna watch Linus Tech Tips show. I think I'm gonna watch that again tonight. He's really funny. He really is. He's not the most knowledgeable sometimes, but he's very good at research, I've noticed. Eric Brunhammer says he just discovered that his truck has the wireless charging in the center console. Yeah, a friend of ours just got a 2018, 2017 Suburban, and his has that too. And that is compatible with the Samsung phones, at least the newer ones like the S8 and the S9. Robert Jones asked, Matt, what was your hardest computer repair? Um, there was a time that I had a client come over, and basically what I was doing, I was setting him up with a new computer. His old system had crashed. His hard drive was failing. And what I had to do was migrate the data from his old hard drive onto the new one. And unfortunately, the old hard drive was so bad that I had to try every trick in the book to get it to even read anything off the drive. And what I did is I did the freezer trick where you stick it in the freezer for a couple hours, then take it out, let it thaw, then put it back in the drive toaster and try to get it to read. That process took me about 3 days, and at the end of it, I wound up retrieving about 60% of his data, and that wasn't good enough for him. As a matter of fact, he got really upset when I told him that I lost some specific data. Well, let me rephrase it. I didn't lose the data. That some specific data that was very important to him was lost, and I actually explained to him that there were ways to get it back. I just couldn't do it. In where I work here in my house, I can only do what they call level 1 data recovery. I told him you can send the drive out to something like Western Digital, Seagate, one of the major manufacturers, to one of their data recovery centers, and they can do a level 2, a level 3, a level 4 data backup or data recovery. But even going to level 2, you're looking at spending about $500 to $1,000, and he didn't want to hear that. So, to make a long story short, that was probably my most complicated repair job. Chris Barlow says it's handy for Eric. Mine has one in the back of the wagon to a cigarette lighter. Yeah, that's about the extent of what my van has. Max O'Neill wants to know if one of my easiest ones was turning it off and on again. A few times, but generally they need at least a little bit more than that. I offer a service for $30, which is called the computer refresh. Say somebody has a computer, it's had their Windows installation installed for a few years. It's running slow, but there's really no major problems. So for $30, I take the computer in, I clean it out. I delete all the cookies. I run a few programs that do that. I go in, update their antivirus. I run some proactive checks to clean up Windows, and then I give it back to them and basically defrag the hard drive as well. And that's something you guys can do too if you're just trying to get into this kind of business and you don't want to delve headfirst into major repairs. Just put a simple post up on Craigslist, Kijiji, whatever all the other ones are from the different countries, saying you offer a computer refresh, because people will pay that. That is a fair price to basically take a computer that's running slow and make it run fast again. I mean, it's as simple as that. Robert Jones says there's a guy on YouTube that does data recovery for $300. I wouldn't doubt it, but here's the problem with that. Are you going to trust your data to some person you hardly know that just has a YouTube channel? The companies that do this are legitimate companies. They have legitimate brick and mortar buildings. They're established. They're going to cost a little bit more, but at the end of the day, you know that the data that they recover is not going to be used against you. In other words, you want to send your hard drive out that might have your bank records, your medical records to somebody that you don't know, that's maybe not necessarily legitimate business. They're working out of their house doing data recovery. I don't know if I'd be that trusting myself. I-36 says the computer he fixed tonight was running slow. It was an old Windows 7 business model. Had Windows 10, I think it was an HP 8300, probably Core 2 Duo. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with those computers. As a matter of fact, I still refurbish and resell Core 2 Duos regularly. And that's because most of my clientele are business people or people that have some type of small home business that are not going to be gaming. They're not going to be editing videos on their computers, though even Core 2 Duos can even still do that. So they really just don't need anything else. And generally the Core 2 Duos that I get in are the older business class ones, and they are really reliable. Really, one of the computers that I sell the most are these HP Pro 8000 series with the Core 2 Duo E8400 processors, which are one of the highest clock speed Core 2 Duos that they ever produced, and they are great systems. For a while, I was actually doing a lot of my video editing and rendering with one of those, and they're still very capable. Now, granted, you probably want to stick to using something like Windows Movie Maker, maybe an older version of Adobe Premiere. You wouldn't want to use something like Sony Vegas 14 on there. It wouldn't work. Or if it would be very slow. Let's see if I can answer. I'm trying to understand that question from you, Max O'Neill. Yeah, the 8000 series with the Core 2 Duos are fine. The only problem when you see the small micro tower ones that have the Core 2 quads, you want to be very careful because they tend to run hot at times. Interesting. Ruben says, "Hey Matt, in the next live stream, try the HP ProBook." I might do that. I haven't even taken that out of the closet yet. Not since the trip, anyway. RetroTech 100 says, "Looking slim there, buddy." Well, thank you very much. I need all the encouragement I can get because there are times that I really want to pig out. And I wasn't the best today, but I actually walked enough to burn off what I ate. I've actually done, give you guys an update here, 26,445 steps. That's 11.26 miles at an average of 2.7 miles per hour. And this is not true. I burned off a lot more than that, but this says I burned off 962.7 kcals. In reality, I burned off more like 1,500 or 2,000 calories just walking that. I read this off because some of you guys say you're interested, and that's okay. I want to encourage everybody. Again, if somebody like me who was lazy for years can get back into shape, so can you. I knew Stephen Barber was going to ask that. The 8700, my Dell XPS, and did I reload the old girl yet? No, I have not. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'm going to do it for a while. I'll probably procrastinate until it crashes. And the only reason, it's just a matter of time. I've just been so crazy busy lately between trying to get new product in to resell, getting my workouts in. Literally, I kid you not, right before the live, I wake up around 8:39 in the morning. I get up, eat my breakfast, and from then until right before I do the live stream, I'm on the go doing one of those things. Then I do the live stream. It's about 8 o'clock. At that point, I'm almost ready for bed. I take my shower, though tonight I actually took my shower a little earlier. I did it before the live stream. I go to lay down. At that point, it's about 9 o'clock, and then I'm dead to the world. And that repeats itself 7 days a week. So I just need to take some time off and just get a lot of housekeeping done, if you know what I mean. Robert Jones, Matt, did you start on the system for your dad? I'm not sure what you're referring to. Are you talking about the HP Mini that I have downstairs? Because he actually has a really nice computer I set up for him about a year ago. It's one of the Dell Optiplex 7010s, and he loves that. Yeah, the HP Mini, we don't even know what we're going to do with it yet. I haven't used it again in a couple of years, mainly because we have a smart TV downstairs now. We originally bought it because the TV downstairs. This is a funny story. We bought it because the TV we had downstairs before, the Insignia, was not a smart TV. So I had the idea. I said to Dad, "Let's go ahead and get a little computer. That way we can stream things like Netflix, Hulu." At the time, we were really into Netflix. We had just gotten it. And wouldn't you know it, a month later, that TV crapped out, and the next one we bought was a smart TV. I don't know. Murphy's Law always seems to happen. If you don't know what Murphy's Law is, look it up. I'm going to give you guys a homework assignment there. Chris Barlow says, "We start daylight savings tonight here in Australia." That's very interesting. I wonder when our daylight savings time is. Yeah, when does daylight savings time start? On ours, it starts November 4th, just to give you guys an idea. And let's see, daylight savings means it's going to be spring ahead, fall back. So we're going to have to actually go back 2 hours in the fall. I should say it ends. I'm sorry. That's right. That's right. I'm sorry because you guys are the opposite of us. Exactly polar opposite. So while yours is starting, ours will be ending on November 4th. I'm looking at that. I'm like, huh, what's going on here? Fall back. Yeah. Spring ahead, fall back. Yeah. We learned that one in school. Back 1 hour for us. Yeah. Pretty much the same thing. Just polar opposites here versus Australia. I'm gonna take another sip here, and I'm still drinking these. I love these LaCroix orange sparkling waters. These things are really good, especially because I ate a lot of hot food this afternoon. My dad made the Brunswick stew, and I put a lot of hot sauce in there, so my stomach was a little upset earlier. I'll tell you, this is actually better than taking bicarbonate of soda. This actually sells my stomach even more than that does. Ruben asks, "Hey Matt, what are the pros and cons of for the Dell Optiplex series?" That's a very good question. Start with the pros. Business class systems. They're built with the highest end components. Generally, they have the higher end CPUs of the time, so Core i5s, i7s. They have a lot of expandability for the most part. The newer Optiplexes usually have multiple PCI Express slots. Usually, they can support up to 32 gigs of memory. Um, some of the cons, really are only a few cons. The one I can think of right now is a lot of the Optiplex series don't have 3.5-inch drive bays anymore. So putting internal things like old school floppy drives, memory card readers are out of the question. Though even I've heard that you can actually get special brackets for those anyway. The only other con I would say with the Optiplex series is the cases, because they're all metal, tend to get scratched up. And I've gotten a lot from companies that were nice systems, but like they put them in these pallets and they moved them around and they all kind of got scratched up on the sides. Max O'Neill said, "We used to run two Optiplexes as servers for our games. Me and the US person, we used to call them COPs, crappy old Optiplexes, because they were awful." I wonder if they were the old Optiplex like 740s. I had a lot of problems with those. And even some of the early 755s had motherboard issues. But I'm talking about the modern ones like the Optiplex 790s, the 7010s, 7020s, the 990s, the 880s. Look them up if you don't know what they are. They're the ones that are pretty much the I series systems, and they are really nice. Nick Roberts asked, "Are bad cluster files on a hard drive bad? PC was freezing or slow. Did RAM test everything fine? Then did a test on the hard drive, had 6 bad clusters." I think you probably mean sectors. But the scan fixed, had no time, so not testing booting into OS. If it was just 6 bad sectors and you ran something like C Tools or Western Digital, the tools for Western Digital or one of those, and it fixed them, you should be okay. Though I would suggest in the near future, maybe in 2 or 3 months, running tests again, because when you see bad sectors come up, there's a chance that they'll happen again. Just be cautious is the best thing I can tell you. 380, you think they were old Pentium E 5200s. Interesting. I've never had any issues with the Optiplex 380s. Matter of fact, I actually found them to be really decent systems. Those and the 780s were some of my favorites. Stephen Barber says the Optiplex 760s had motherboard problems. Yes, the 760s, the 755s, and the 740s pretty much all use the same motherboard, and they were prone to having motherboard failures. The 780s were changed because when they came out with the 780s, they started with DDR3. And those, to the best of my knowledge, had absolutely no motherboard issues. Max O'Neill says, my mess around Optiplex GX620 is the best thing. I've yanked RAM out of it. Wrist will still running. It was an accident and it's still good. WoW still okay. I got WoW still running. Oh my gosh, yeah, that would kill a 740 or 755. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the GX620, albeit they're getting old now. But yeah, they were fun systems, and they were really made to live a long time. That's funny. Matt, rest in peace, my toe, because you dropped it on his toe, Max O'Neill. I've done that before. Matter of fact, I've actually broken both my little toes multiple times in my life. Not a fun feeling. Oh my goodness. Yes, the Dell Optiplex 740s did have AMD processors. Now, there are not. You're right, Chris Bartlett. There's nothing you can do for a broken toe. The best thing they tell you to do is try to keep it as straight as possible, and hope that it heals properly. Mine, unfortunately, did not. My two little toes are totally sideways. Yeah, it is what it is. Nothing you can do. We There's like a genetic thing, I think, in our family where our little toes just never seem to stay the right way. They always seem to kind of go sideways. Years down the road, I may think about having them actually removed, believe it or not, if it becomes a real problem. But luckily for me, they seem to be fine. Very good, Ruben. I like to hear that. Going to church. You know what? You guys know I'm a Christian, and I love it when I hear people going to church because there's not enough of that in this world anymore. People have turned away from religion, and it shouldn't be. If anything, in this world nowadays, with all the problems that we have, it should be the total opposite. People should be rushing the church doors, and unfortunately, they're not. Robert Jones, Matt, have you heard of a motherboard called WinFast? No, it doesn't ring a bell to me. Ruben says, hey, Matt, are you going to church on Sunday? I'm planning on it. Absolutely. I try to go most Sundays. I'm not perfect. I miss a Sunday here or there, but I would say I have a good 60, 70% track record, so not too bad. A couple of times couldn't be helped because we were out of town when we left because of the hurricane. Oh goodness. Oh guys, I am so tired tonight. I don't know what it is. Well, actually I know what it is. I've walked way too much tonight. Let's try something a little different here. Oh, this is classic. My mother just shared this on Facebook. A guy is wanting to get wood into his basement, so he put a treadmill through the open window, turned it on, and he's actually putting the logs on the treadmill. You guys, let me see if I could share this. You guys got to see this. This is really funny. How would I do that? There we go. Check out that link. If you guys can, check out that link. That's classic. That is so funny. I tell you, people come up with ingenious ways to do things. It always amazes me. I wish I had that kind of mind. My dad does. I don't. I'm good at the small set of skills that I've honed over the years, but I'm not necessarily a jack of all trades, if you know what I mean. Nick Roberts says, I once got an old Dell, I'm assuming the Optiplex 780 used for $2. Took it home, opened it up. Fans were coated in thick black dust. The whole motherboard was black. Sounds like it was used in a shop or something. Excellent. Robert Jones says he goes to Bible study and hasn't missed a day for the past month. That's awesome. We really need to. I used to be in the church choir. I don't know if I ever told you guys that years ago. Unfortunately, our church no longer has an actual choir. They have a morning worship team. And I may consider doing that again. I really miss singing. Singing is my calling. I have a very good voice. When I get up the nerve to do it, I'll let you guys. I may let you guys hear something. If you guys want to hear me try to sing something, I will. You can try to do it a cappella. Okay. All right, you talked me into it. I'm going to try singing True Colors by Cyndi Lauper. So let's see if I can do this. You with the sad eyes. Don't be discouraged, though I realize it's hard to take courage in a world full of people. You can lose sight of it all. The darkness inside you can make you feel small. Show me that smile then. Don't be unhappy. Can't remember when I last saw you laughing. This world makes you crazy, and you've taken all you can bear. Just call me up, 'cause I will always be there. And I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show your true colors. True colors are beautiful like a rainbow. I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show true colors. Ooh, like a rainbow. That's about all I can do right now without losing my voice. I'm better with the music. Go on, American Idol. I'm just about young enough to do that. Hey, you know what? You guys can nominate me if you think I'm good enough. Yeah, tell them. I'd love to go on there. I love what Eric Brunhammer said. He can make some money singing basically by people telling him to stop. Sounds like my dad. I know he probably won't want me to say this, but my dad is totally tone deaf. It's one thing he is not good at. And one day maybe I'll get him in here to try to sing, though. You probably all turn the live stream off at that point. Let me try to get another sip here. Oh man, it's terrible. I'm gonna wind up losing my voice after that. It's all good though. It's all good. I couldn't sing and let my dog howl. Sounds like there are not a lot of singers in the group here. I think the cutoff age for American Idol, I believe, is 35. Let me look that up real quick. Actually, they've changed it. It used to be that. Now it's 28. So I'm past it. Oh, well. Stephen Barber likes to sing in the shower. I'll do that on occasion. Who's meowing? One of the cats is there meowing. Baxter, Milo. I was going to try to get him in here so you guys could hear them, but I guess they're. Let me try something here. I have this app called Cat Sounds, and sometimes this will call them. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Here comes Big B. Oh, they're both here. Hey, Milo. Come here, buddy. All right. All right, tubers. Time for some likes and maybe even a super chat, because here is Mr. Milo. Say hi, buddy. Yeah, he's so bashful. He does not like it. Come on. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. Yeah. Go say hi. There we go. He's a little fidgety before he calms down. You're a good kitty, yes you are. He actually spent over an hour on Mom's lap, which is very unusual for him. Hi, Milo. See everybody saying hi. Nick Roberts said hi to you. Everybody says hi. Milo. Good kitty. Good boy. Okay. That's about all I can get out of him. Come on, Bax. You're up. Now, Baxter will need a little more coaxing. Let's see if we can get him. Here comes Baxter, if you guys want to see. Come on, Bax. Come here, Bax. Come here. Come on. Come on, big boy. All right. And there's Baxter. I think this is the first time we've gotten him on the live streams. See if I can go like this. You guys can see his face. Hey, Bax. He is getting to be a big boy. See, Baxter? George says hi to you. Look at that. And he doesn't mind being held like this. Matter of fact, he's actually purring. Sometimes if you play with his ear a little bit, they like that. You like that, Baxty? You're a good boy. You're such a good cat. Yeah. Everybody's saying hi. I386, Stephen Barber. Everybody likes Baxter. He's such a mellow cat compared to Milo. You happy? Oh. Sorry about that. A friend of mine was trying to call. Hopefully he'll get back to me later. What a good boy, Baxter. It's odd because generally he doesn't let me hold him even this long. What you doing? Good boy. Cool to see. Yeah, you guys don't generally get to see Baxter too much. He's kind of bashful. Though that app seems to work every time. If I want to call him up here, I just play some of those cat sounds and he thinks it's an actual cat. Charlie Lipinski says he got a free Mac Pro Mini. I've never even heard of a Mac Pro Mini before. That's cool though. Hey, getting any Mac for free is a good day for me. Yes, Milo's right there behind me. He's bathing at the moment. What is it? What is it, Bax? He's kind of wheezing a little bit. They're having some allergy issues right now, but it's that time of year. Basically, any of the changes of the season, spring to summer, summer to fall, fall to winter, it all comes with allergies. Around here, especially during fall, I don't know what it is. It must we have like a second outbreak of pollen here, and it really affects us all, humans and pussycats alike. He is really happy right now. Yeah, I'd like to see that, Charlie. He said he'll send me some pictures later. I've never actually seen one before. Both these guys are doing so well, other than that Baxter's a little bit of allergies, but they'll clear up once the weather changes. Jonathan Grindle says, Matt, do you have any tips for technology interviews for a job? Just be honest. People will tell you to lie in job interviews, and that's not the right thing to do because at the end of the day, if you're lying and you're over exaggerating your skills, they're going to find out once you get on that job, unless you're really, really good at picking things up quick. But even then, a lot of times it's not enough. You good boy. See how happy he is? Give me some more likes. Somebody out there has got to at least give me a like for this. You guys love seeing these cats. I just love the markings on him. Fun fact, he is about 1/4 or 1/3 bobcat. He's got about a third of a wildcat in him, Mr. Baxt. Don't you, buddy? Such a sweet cat. Uh-oh, Max on you better go plug your phone in. 1%. I would never let mine get down that low, but that's just my OCD talking. Yeah, Milo is on the chair back there. Good eye, Ruben. Excellent. I'm glad. Good luck with your interview, Jonathan Grindle. I know they're complicated and stressful at the best of times. Yeah, you want to show everybody that face? You have to clean his eyes out. He's getting a little bit of goopy in those eyes. Yes, you are, Bax. He's so happy. I'm actually very surprised he sits in my arms this long. Eric Brunhammer said, I was not a fan of the panel interview I had to do for my current job. Oh, I hate those. I personally have never, no, shouldn't tell. I had one panel interview where you have like 3 or 4 different people interview you. One person interview is stressful enough, but I think the reason they do it is they want to see how you actually handle stress in different situations. Well, I'll tell you, in my case, not very well. What you doing? See, he was comfortable until he sees Milo. Mom and Dad are talking. Let's see if we can coax one of them in here. I'm gonna let Baxter down because he wants to go follow Milo. Go on, see Milo. Of course, now I'm full of cat hair. I'll have to clean that off later. Hey, Mom, you want to come in? Okay. Oh boy, we have company coming over tomorrow, so it's going to be kind of hectic here for a couple of days. You're never too old for an interview, Chris. I know people in their 60s and 70s that are trying to find work and get new jobs. It's life. Life is best when you experience it as a whole. In other words, don't limit yourself to one thing. Expand your horizons a little bit. Cat hair repellent.exe has stopped to respond. Wouldn't that be cool if you could just open an app and it would clean all the cat hair off of you? I actually brush these two on a semi-regular basis, and it just amazes me how much hair they accumulate and shed day after day after day. Okay. Well, if you can't work, you can't work. I mean, I totally get that, but don't sell yourself short. Yes, I just noticed that 20 watchers. That's awesome for the first time this whole live stream. So you know what that means? We're gonna do this a little bit longer since we got so many watchers here right now. Cat fur makes so much dust. Well, I guess I could buy that because my room seems to always be dusty no matter what I do. All right, let me see what else we got going on here. And I know somebody was asking about, somebody was asking me, am I still looking to acquire a second vehicle? Possibly. I'm wanting to maybe do some Amazon delivery driving this year. If that opens back up, then I will be buying another vehicle. Mr. Jimmy says, chicken or fish? Always chicken for me. Not a big fish fan. Wow, I'm just looking at this chat window. We are really growing. It's amazing. Robert Jones says lagging. Everybody see me okay? Is it on his end or my end? Somebody tell me. I do not have Prime, so no, I actually don't have the tracker. Okay, good, good. We're back. Live streaming is kind of new still, and they're still working out the kinks. Okay, good, good. One thing I'm going to do starting next week, I think I am going to try to get a better mic set up here. Either that, or what I might do is actually get one of those gaming headsets and leave that on there. Do you think you guys would be okay with that? Try to get a little bit better audio. I know the audio is okay, but it's not the greatest. Oh yeah, and I'm getting a lot of suggestions here. Get a Yeti mic. You should go with a $50 snowball. Here's Mom. Come on in. Yeah, Mom's coming in to say hi. Look how much weight she's lost.
Oh, I still have a bit to go.
No, she doesn't have a lot. Here, let's move it over. There we go. Go a little bit more. There we go. Don't pick your nose.
I didn't pick my nose. I was moving my hair.
No, I do that all the time. I'll be like, I got an itch there, I got an itch there. Yeah,
everywhere.
She needs to get her hair done soon.
Yeah, something done with it instead of putting it in a ponytail.
Yeah, it's getting a little too long. She's actually sitting on my new bed.
Yeah.
Which is helping my back out tremendously. Everybody says, George Blakely says hi. Max O'Neill says hi.
Hello, everybody.
No, it's a little blurry on my end. The camera's actually focusing on me. If I put my hand here, you can see she kind of clears up just a little bit.
Do I?
This camera is I think what they call a single lens focus, so it's unable to focus on both of us at once.
That's good. I don't need to.
But at least you guys can kind of see her. Robert Jones says you look good.
Oh, thank you, Robert Jones.
Yep. She and I have been working out a lot. We walked. What did we do at MacArthur?
About 3 miles today.
We did about 3 miles at MacArthur Center. And what are your steps?
It was kind of hot. 12,000. I think I was at 12,000.
She's gotten 12,000 steps, which is very good for her.
Hey, I try to go 12 to 13 today.
Yep, and I try to get about 20, but I've actually exceeded that today.
He doubles what I do.
Yeah.
Or more than double sometimes.
Sometimes, if my back isn't killing me, and the bed has really helped. I didn't realize how bad my old mattress was until I got this, and now I actually sleep through the night. I'm a side sleeper, and being on my side, if I don't have a good mattress, because it has to be able to support my spine. My old mattress was all soggy in the middle, so my spine was kind of tipping down like this, and I was waking up with all kinds of lower back pain. Mr. Jimmy says he's done 40 steps today. Oh, got to pick up the pace there. Hope that was a rest day
Hey,
for you.
it's a start.
But you know what? He doesn't have to worry about it. He's in a good weight.
Oh, that's good.
Charlie wants to know how you're doing.
I'm doing fine, doing fine. Just getting ready. We're having some company come tomorrow, so just getting ready.
That's good. Ruben said he did a half a mile walk. Hey, build up from there. Start with a half a mile, go to a mile, and then keep going on from there.
That's how we started.
Absolutely. Oh, and the chat window. Keep losing the chat window again. It did that yesterday. It comes and goes. Yes, I am going to help vacuum the house. Matter of fact, we did that yesterday, right? Or the day before?
The day before.
Yeah,
right?
a couple of days ago.
He's very good about helping me with cleaning and everything.
And I get all the vacuums in the house. Basically, whenever one of our vacuums bites the dust, I get another one or I fix it. That's how I actually got started. Before I even got into fixing computers, I used to refurbish vacuum cleaners and sell them.
How many do we have now? I don't even want to count. We must have about 8 of them.
I think we have 3 Electrolux canister vacs. We have a bunch of Auric XL uprights. We have that little Dyson. Yeah. We have a Dyson Mini, which I got. That one I never had to do anything.
Shark. I have a little mini Shark.
Yep, you have the mini. Well, it's not a Shark. It's like the generic Aldi equivalent.
Oh, is that what it is?
Could be made by Shark.
Well, I had a Shark, and I guess that one died.
George Blakey said he had a brisk walk earlier today. That's really all you need. And I was reading some articles that say a brisk walk or a power walk is actually better than running for your body. You actually get just as much out of that versus running, and it's a lot easier on your joints. Uh-oh, that's not good. Mr. Jimmy said a vacuum cleaner blew up on him once. Well, I hope it was the bag and not the actual motor, because that could be dangerous. Eric Brunhammer says, when I was around 9, I took apart our neighbor's vacuum without her permission and put it back together, and she said that it worked better when it was new. I remember the time, Alex, my cousin and I, we took apart Grandma's old dryer.
No,
yeah, she let us play around with it because they were going to throw it away. We took it apart. Suffice to say, we did not put it back together.
Very well.
Actually, I could have, but she came in and she raised a fit because we had the parts everywhere. And I said, well, let us put it back together. She's like, no, I'll just take it out. I'll have Grandpa take it to the dump. That was funny. All right, tubers, we're going to end it today right now because it's an hour and 8 minutes in, and I'm starting to lose my voice, especially after singing that song.
Oh, you sang
that? I sang True Colors by Cyndi Lauper, just to give them an idea of what I can do. Hopefully someone out there will pass it along to someone in the media, and maybe I can get on TV. That would be nice.
The Voice.
The Voice. Someone suggested American Idol, but I'm too old.
Oh, yeah.
28 is the cutoff. We actually had to look that one up.
Wow.
All right, tubers, that's it for tonight. Maybe if we get some more watchers next time, I'll have Mom in. We'll see what happens. What time? I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do it the same time tomorrow because we're gonna have the company. We'll have to see. I may have to amend the time when I do the live stream tomorrow, but I'll let you guys know beforehand. Have a good night, everybody. Please continue to like and subscribe. Remember to click that subscribe button. I need you guys to do that for me that aren't subscribed because quite a few out there watch these live streams, watch them, but are not actually subscribed. So have a blessed night, everybody, and stay safe out there.
Bye.